Well, hello, my lovely friends. It is Tuesday, and I'm bringing you a layout for the Crafty Maven Getaway, and gonna have an art party here. So, nothing really spectacular or fancy or anything like that, but I thought I would get a little bit of messy mixed media involved in this layout and some cut files. So that's exactly what I did. And so this cut file that says Happy Holidays is from the Cheeky Studio Shop. And I'll have information on how to find that website at the end of this video. Also, I'm just backing this cut file with some scraps of papers that I've been working with lately, some bright reds and yellows, and I've been kind of on a bright kick lately, so I don't know what that's about. Normally I'm not that much of a bright, expressive scrapbooker, but I've just kind of gotten on that kick, so that's what I'm going to do. Usually I do a lot of pastels and soft colors, but I've been enjoying the bright colors, and I've been enjoying doing Christmas layouts, which I don't normally do holiday or Christmas layouts, and that's one reason why I don't do December dailies and things like that, because it's busy enough in the holidays, right? But you can see I just took a beautiful piece of blush cardstock that was in the Cheeky Studio September kit, and I grabbed some Shimmers paint in Pop Art Pink, and I believe that is Sunset Strip. And I wanted to make it kind of a horizontal pattern of those two colors going across the layout underneath the photo. So I'm just kind of adding and sprinkling, and yes, it is Sunset Strip. Okay. I wasn't sure. I've been doing so many layouts lately. It's been pretty fun. So I've gotten a little bit confused. This is another piece of cardstock from that same kit, and it is just a darker pink. And so I thought that it worked well for the back layer of this photo. This is from Thanksgiving. That is my, well, I consider her like a stepsister, but in reality we're not related by blood, but we are family. Her adopted, so she was adopted by my ex-stepmom. My ex-stepmom is effectively my mother figure in my life, and so she could not have her own children. She was my stepmom for 15 years. She couldn't have her own children. So once my brother and I got a little older, she just decided she was going to have to adopt because she just couldn't stand not having little kids anymore. So she basically started over from stepkids to adopted kids, and Alicia is the first child she adopted, and Alicia just turned 22, and she adopted her at 9 months old. And so at Thanksgiving, we all got together over at Christy's house, my ex-stepmom, and this is Alicia and her friend that goes to college with her. They're both in Surge Tech School, and so it's kind of interesting. Our children are all getting into the medical field, which I guess is good, but Emily was a hoot, and this picture was fantastic. Alicia actually put on about 3 or 4 different Christmas sweaters that evening because apparently she has quite the collection. And so you may see another picture with her wearing a different sweater. But this one was just that lovely coral and peach kind of pink, and so it went very well with these scraps. I did cut from the Norwegian wood 12 by 12 paper, and that is where you see some of the border at the bottom. That was designed by Kat Martin, and we have it over in the shop. And also the ephemera that you see on the left there, we have that as part of the Norwegian wood ephemera. So super cute collection. I've loved working with it. And so what else did I do here? I just kind of backed that photo a little bit more, but I don't like that torn edge. I've gotten away from tearing edges lately. I don't know what's going on. I just don't like it, so I'm going to pull that off after I secure these letters down. So I'm curious if you've all been scrapbooking for the holidays, or have you been scrapbooking pictures from summer? Is there like a delay in your scrapbooking, or do you do it chronologically and on time? I was really impressed that I was like scrapping these right away, and I do that sometimes, but I just feel like I'm right on top of it. But I just kind of scrap what I like. And so let me know in the comments below if you're one of those scrapbookers that stays super current, or if you like to have a little bit of delay, or if you're doing a December daily. If you have a YouTube channel, I would love to check it out. I'm always looking for guest designers too. So anyway, I do really enjoy the way this background turned out. It is just soft and lovely and helps the photo pop off the page, and that's of course what you want to see more than anything on a layout, is the photo. So I've kind of been sticking with 4x6 photos lately, but on occasion I will change the size. This one is 4x6, so that's why it does take up so much space on the page. And I do love the title. I think the title turned out really pretty. I'm just kind of interviewing different bits and pieces to embellish with here from that Norwegian wood ephemera set. Oh, and I also sewed down the title. So I just took my sewing machine, ran it across once with some white thread, and I like the way that looks on the page as well. I had cut out a bunch of these little leaves in white cardstock, and for whatever reason, I'm not loving them. I've tried them on several layouts, and I managed to use a couple here and there, but I had this concept that I was going to use a ton of those on a layout around a photo, and I just haven't found the right layout yet. So I'm gonna keep working on that and trying to figure out what would look good with a whole bunch of cut leaves. And since it is winter effectively, that shouldn't be too hard. We just have brown leaves here. We don't have all the pretty red and orange and that sort of thing. So, oh, this little porcupine I had in my stash. It is, it's pretty adorable. It was from Pretty Little Studio, and I think I do end up adding that little bird. Yes, I'll end up popping that bird up a little bit so that it looks more dimensional. And I love that little bird and that fox. And I did pop up the porcupine and the pumpkin at the bottom in that little cluster on the bottom left. So I'm just adding some labels here. That was actually a Project Life card that had different sayings on it, and I cut those off because I think the reddish pink matches perfect, and it says the right things as far as give love, live simply, laugh lots. We laughed a ton that night. We had so much fun. Bab says it was the best Thanksgiving he's ever had in his entire life and wants to do it just like that every single year. So I told him I don't know if I can replicate that every single year, but I will give it my best. So it was fun. We did have a good time. And I thought I would add some of these other little sticky labels. Now, I love cocoa vanilla, but these things did not want to stick, and I end up using them on another layout, and I have to glue them down, but they just didn't have any sticky on them, so I'm not sure what that's about. So they were easy enough to pull up. What else did I use? Oh, I was going to say that cut file that says Happy Holidays is called, I believe it's called Holiday Bear cut file. Oh, and I grabbed some of these Project Life enamel dots and Flare from Cheeky. The Flare is from the Autumn Friends collection, and it just says it's fall, y'all. Very southern saying, it's fall, y'all. So that's it. That's the layout. I hope that you get messy with some of your art supplies. I simply used shimmers, but you could use gelatos or you could use Vicky Bouton crayons. I know Tim Holtz has some nice crayons or just watercolors of any kind. There's such a wide world of options out there, and I love, love, love mixed media, and I really love art parties. So I guess that's it for now. Go over to the Crafty Maven Getaway. I will have information how to join that Facebook group and that blog. And I will talk to you later. Ta-ta for now. Bye.